Very good evening to all of you. You know, I don't know for what reason we were not coming to Ludhiana, but I've been coming to Ludhiana from last many years, visiting schools, talking to teachers, and I must have trained over by now 1200 teachers in Ludhiana. Now, I want to say many things to you because Neeraj Tripathi talked about all good things and I beg to differ with him on many fronts. My background is I've also worked as Director of Human Resources with 4th largest industrial house in India. But let me, before I talk about HR, let me talk to you about India, what he also mentioned a little bit. We're doing great, no doubt. 5th largest economy of the world. Wait for another 3 or 4 months, we will be the 4th largest industrial, 4th largest economy after surpassing German economy, and in another 2 years we'll surpass the economy of Japan and will be number 3. Yeah, I can talk about FDI, I can talk about because $1,000 billion FDI from 167 countries, amazing. But when we are talking about unleashing India 2047, are we only talking about that today we are 29 years and 2047 we will be 39, we will be the most productive talent in India? I want to talk to you today. Have you ever thought about people who are working in an unorganized sector? Can you guess how many are those working? Here what we are talking about, people doing engineering or management or various other professional degrees, and to hire them. And that also I want to tell you that only 11% MBA students are getting the jobs of their choice and 17% engineers are getting jobs of their choice. There's something wrong. But my question coming back to the unorganized sector, you'll be surprised to know that we have almost touching 50 crores. 40% of the Indian population is working in an unorganized sector. You know what do you mean by unorganized sector? They don't have a social security, they don't have a gratuity, they don't have a health insurance, they don't have provident funds and so on. In fact, I really wonder, 26th of August 2021, the government of India started a e-Shram portal, inviting people from the unorganized sector to come and register and we will provide you welfare. How many of you know it's pretty common in the North India, every city has a labor chowk. You go to the labor chowk, I have seen in Chandigarh many times, and you go to that chowk and you try to see if you want a person to be hired only for 1 day as a labor, you see who's healthy, who's young, who can do it. And whenever your car reaches there, hundreds of people will surround you. Sir, mujhe lijiye. Sir, mujhe lijiye. And we pay them depending upon 300, 400 rupees per day maximum. And we want that they should work full 8 hours. If you'll spend more time in the toilet, we say, hey, you can't do that. That is our mentality. Now, this unorganized sector, when we are talking about so many big things, Amazon or Flipkart or you guys are through e-commerce buying everything, have you ever thought what is going to happen to this sector? What is going to happen in 2047 with these 50 crores of people? We must think about a holistic development, not that economically we are doing very well. Yes, we are doing well. I'm fully aware, I can give you all the numbers as of today, how well we are doing it on economic factor. We are doing very well on political factors as well. Not by the political parties, but I'm talking about the 900 people are eligible to vote. Largest democracies in the world. Social factor, which my friend has already mentioned about the 29 years and 39 years and 2047. He also mentioned a little bit about digital transformation, what India has seen. I just want to tell you, it's at 12 times more than America and Europe together. It is 4 times more than the China, what we are doing. Interesting things, the way economy is moving, how it is moving. Let me give you, I don't have a data of 1947 because the first time the data came into the public of 1950. 1950, the gross value addition, which is a kind of a GDP, we were getting almost 51% from agriculture and around 29% from service industry and another around, at that point of time, 16 to 18%, not even 16, it's 8 to 10% were coming from manufacturing. Now, after 75 years, this has changed dramatically. The agriculture, which were contributing around 51% towards GDP, that has come down now to 25%. Which is, India being an agriculture country, is not a very good sign. Whereas manufacturing, which is a very good sign, has increased up to 29% weightage which given to the GDP. That's a good sign because people will get jobs through the manufacturing industry. But the service industry has increased quite a lot, touching up to 30%. Now, when I'm talking about a 30%, these are the service industry, these are the educated people, those who are MBAs and engineers. In my life, I must have interviewed over 60,000 people. I used to hire 800 GETs every year and 200 management trainees every year. And almost 500 other people in the corporation. Now the interesting thing, if you are going to what Neeraj was talking about, if you are going to an industry thinking that you will get a ready-made engineer or a ready-made management person, forget it. You are not going to get it. That is why human resources development were established. And in fact, their jobs are in danger. I'm telling you, the jobs of the human resources people are in danger because they are not required anymore except the talent identification. That also people said that without them we can do very well. But when you are hiring people, culture is different of your organization, climate is different of your organization. Are you providing a on-job training? I can guarantee the alumni sitting over here can definitely get it that you would be trained on the job. Those who have done MBA or even from the law school, don't think that you are ready-made for this thing. TAS, Tata Administrative Services, Mahindra, and similarly I started a Jindal lead management group where this is a administrative services in our university. We have started University Administrative Services. This is a fast track jobs where in 7 years you can be a director. They become a think tank for us. When we used to hire the top 10 technology and top 7 management institute of India, believe me, we used to put them on training for full 1 year. If you ask me today on 26th of April, 4:30, where this person would be, I can tell you that. And you need to do it. Don't expect that academia is preparing people for industry ready. It's not happening anywhere. Even you get a person from Harvard Business School, you get a Yale Law School, you get a person from anywhere in the world, you need to train them on the job. And they will do very well. He also talked about a mental health. That's a major issue. But the stigma attached with the word mental health, people are not interested going to seek any help. And I also want to tell you, there is a research by National Institute of Mental Health Neurosciences, Bangalore, which they said that 21% of the total population in India are suffering from depression. I also want to tell you that people die more because of depression. Even you accumulate people dying through cancer and heart attacks. That is, and we need to work on this as well. Engaging people in workforce, that's another thing Neeraj talked about. It's called employee engagement. It is not the engagement which is before marriage. This engagement, is my employee is fully engaged with the corporation or not? And how do we come to know? Not through HR or not through line managers. Not through you need to hire a McKinsey or Boston Consulting Group. You develop your own small set of a questionnaire and make sure that it is confidential and people are not writing their names or even give them the particular pencils or pen so that people get, and then you will come to know that whether your organization is suffering from any kind of a political issues, challenges, or related to racism, related to sexism, related to regionalism, or related to religionism. And it is important. People are ready to do their best. But sometimes, when he said that people are not, if he goes to the market, he hardly get 10 people. One of the reason is, we cannot select people through interviews. We need to have, the competency assessment model is pretty old now, but there are few models like IPE, International Positioning Evaluation. And those, there are even better things that come on that, where you need to see that a right, competent person is at the right job so that they can deliver well and they would be happy as well. Then you do their employee engagement, your score will come very well. You will definitely figure the best companies to work for as well. Future leaders are not democratic leaders, not servant leaders. The future leaders are situational leaders. I have worked with the MNCs and the Indian promoter companies and so on from the last 35 years. And I need to change my leadership style everywhere I go. If you are more adaptable in nature, if you are flexible, if you believe in result and orientation, if you have quality orientation, and the last thing, you are good in interpersonal relationship, you will do very well in your life. But I am concerned to end. I am concerned when unleashing India 2047, we may be number 2 economy in the world, but I am more concerned about the people, those who are not even getting minimum wage, and those who are working in an unorganized sector. I just want to tell you, India, we are all talking good about India, and I am proud to be an Indian. Still 823 million people, which means 82 crores of people have a one-day meal. We can't expect them to study and work for 2047. We all need to work. It's not a responsibility of the government. It is a responsibility of all of us. What we are doing and what we are thinking. The gentleman, Mr. Jindal, who's sitting here, he said he has started his own startups in all over the world. He's our alumni. Thank you very much. But I assure me that you will pay at least a minimum wage. Assure me that you will hire and train people as well. Not from the top organizations, but for people from the schools as well. I understand, I'm coming from right now from the university where you can say there is industry and academia mismatch. The interface is not there. I don't go to Vardhaman and say that what kind of management trainees you would require. And once they party with Neeraj will tell me that these kind of things. Probably I'll go back and train certain set of people and then I'll say come and select them. I don't do that. The other thing, he also does not come to the academia and say that, can you help us providing these things? That interface is not there. We all need to work together. If you really want to make 2047 a big success after 100 years of independence, don't ignore the 50 crore population who are working for unorganized. Thank you very much.